Welcome everybody to the MARZ project live stream. Oh my gosh. Once again, I'm Cory. Jay's over there in the control room with our intern Lucius. Working hard, making things look nice for y'all and sound nice. Before I start doing anything, I want to say thanks again to Hudson for coming on our stream last week. It was so fun having someone else here to talk to about music instead of just me talking to myself and talking at y'all. But I'm back to my own lonely ways again this week. I wanted to, this week, pick up a subject that we were talking about a few streams ago, which is learning new software. To recap, for those of you who don't know, I teach mostly using a program called Ableton Live. That's my preferred tool for producing and writing and recording music, mostly because it's the one I know the best, not because I think it's the best one there is, but it's the one that I've used the most, and I know the keyboard shortcuts, I know the workflow, I know where to click, I know what to do. And so I can not worry about how the software works and start thinking about expressing myself. If you don't know the software, you need to learn it first. Ableton's a great tool, and I find it really intuitive and easy, but it's not free. There's a certain barrier to entry. There's a 3-month-long free trial, which is pretty cool, but I'm really jealous of Jay, who teaches all these cool open source tools or free tools, like OBS, which is running the stream, or Blender for doing the 3D modeling, or DaVinci Resolve for doing video editing. But we're stuck here with so many paid tools in the music world. But there are some free things. And so I have been running down and trying out some free software and demoing it here on the stream. So I believe the one I did previously, I made an attempt in Studio One Prime, which is the free version of Studio One. This week, I have finally, after grappling super hard with their authorization backend on their website, managed to download and install a program called Traction WAVEFORM. Would you believe it that I did not? And so Traction is, sorry, I'm talking to Jay, you can't tell. It sounds like I'm talking to myself. So Traction is I guess the program's called WAVEFORM, the company's called Traction. I should probably get this straight. The program I like is called Live, the company's called Ableton, but everybody who uses it just calls it Ableton, so you'll probably hear me say that. Anyway, so we'll find out if I have some alternate terminology for this. So, Traction, WAVEFORM. So this is another one of the free DAWs, and I'm interested in this one partially because I've never used it before, and I don't know anyone who uses it, but also because this interface sort of reminds me of Ableton. It has one weird interface quirk that Ableton also has, which is that it keeps its track names and headers on the right side of the window instead of the left, like every other program does. So that, at least one aspect of the program feels familiar to me. I don't know. I want to stop talking about it. I'm going to start trying to do stuff. I'll tell you about what I'm doing instead. So here we go. Boom. This is what you see when you've gone through the setup process of this app. So I did do a couple of setup things. I told it what my audio interface was, and I told it I wanted to use a MIDI keyboard and set up those inputs. I didn't want to bore you with that, but it's pretty straightforward. It prompts you through a bunch of setup stuff, and it's pretty neat in terms of ease of use. It's very guided onboarding, and there's even in this window, this kind of splash window, there is a browser of tutorial videos integrated into the program. I've never seen this before. This is super cool. If you were a user of this software and had no idea what you were doing, you would have a great guide here. Whereas Ableton there's some lessons built in, and there's some like online information, but it's not very organized, and it's kind of very much like figure it out kind of thing. I don't know if this is like a start to finish course of how to use this. It kind of doesn't look like it is, but it's got a lot of features. I'm just like scrolling through. I'm seeing like some interesting things in these windows that I'm looking forward to. I'm seeing things about synthesizers, which always makes me excited. Anyways, let's start a new project. So, new project button. Boom. I don't like this. This is like a pet peeve of mine. I'm just gonna complain for real quick. I don't like it when like programs make you name your project before you started it. It really bothers me. I don't know what I'm gonna make. What do I call it? Like, I want to decide what to call it when I decide I want to save it, personally. That's how every other program I use works. So since I don't know, what should I call this one? Jay, what should I call this project? Put him on the spot. He's in the middle of talking to someone else. All right, audio pads it is. Cool, and great, that gives me a prompt too. Thankfully, you were talking about something that is a music production term, so cool. This project's called audio pads. Oh my God. This is a lot of text on screen right now for not a text editor. I'm freaked out already. What am I looking at? I see tooltips. I see really aggressive tooltips. This is taking up a huge amount of my screen and pops up instantly as soon as I mouse over anything. I really, okay. The first thing I want to know is how to turn this off. Gosh, in the tiny, tiny little text here on the screen, it says in the very bottom, in a kind of hard to read color, to get rid of this pop-up help, click on the help button in the bottom left of the screen. Where is that? Help button in the bottom left of the screen. I don't see a help button in the bottom left of the screen. That's very interesting. You'd think that'd be pretty obvious. Wow. I'm already having a great time. This is awesome. Cool. Yeah, I don't see this button. There's a control panel. There's like forward and backward. Got the menu. Oh, help. Pop-up help. Oh my gosh. So the pop-up directs me to click on the help button in the bottom left of the screen. But what you actually have to do is click on the hamburger menu, select the help submenu, select the pop-up help submenu, and then disable the pop-up help thing. But actually, there's an option to delay it. I think I'm gonna do that instead and see how long that takes, because I probably am gonna need some pop-up help. That's much more reasonable. I'm gonna move my mouse around and I don't want it just like flying up with tooltips. Awesome. Cool. So what else am I seeing? I'm seeing a file browser here, and I'm seeing things that look like they're maybe tagged. Looks like you can tag things. But I haven't organized my files or tagged them at all in a way that this program would know how to read. So I'm curious what happens if I click on Moombaton on here. So what do I see when I see Moombaton? I see a bunch of clips of Moombaton drum patterns. I never really figured out what made this different from reggaeton. Maybe like someone named Moomba produced this kind of music. If you know, let me know in the chat. I bet you could Google it and tell me. I'm just gonna pretend to be ignorant. Whoa, that went away. I would like that back, actually. That was helpful to see. Uh-oh. Well, I've lost my file browser. So let's see how to find that back again. So navigating, orienting, right? It's a big deal. And like, I'm not finding this as intuitive necessarily as I did the last program, which I also found very unintuitive. So if I want to like see my, okay. Cool. It is a hover over, and there's no indicator anywhere in the UI that will do that. So what I was trying to do was clear my search term, but instead of closing out that window, I guess what I wanted to do was just click the search term itself. So cool. Oh geez, what? Oh, you can have multiple copies of this window. That is very confusing. So this file browser here does a number of different tasks. We have our there's like an edit menu here with some I wish it wouldn't go away. I don't know how to make it stay. We can view our tracks, and you can hide tracks from the timeline while still keeping them in your project. That is super unusual and interesting, at least in my experience. We can add markers. We can do other stuff. I really, really don't want that to disappear. But I don't see any way to make it stay. What if I mouse over this? Does my tooltip tell me anything? The one thing I want to know about has no tooltip. Oh. Do you see this? Trying to click there and do it. Okay, it's so bizarre that this is this is where all the stuff in the project is. Am I upside down? You guys, come on. Okay. All right. So I'm doing okay, but I still haven't figured out I have I scanned all my plugins and everything, and here they are. Okay, cool. So one thing that works here that didn't work for us last time was that our plugins didn't work, and I'm grateful that they do now. So this free software supports third-party plugins. So that means I can open all of the other tools I'm used to using and rock those instead of trying to grapple with the software super hard. However, I've realized that I tend to lean pretty heavily on a couple of Ableton's built-in tools. So I'm sad that I don't have them here. Let's check out one of these synths from WAVEFORM. So how do I add this to a track? I would like this to be inserted onto a track. So cool. Boom. Aha. So I have a 4x oscillator, but I think this is an audio track. Does this not differentiate between track types? No, it does not. So, okay, this is the first really strange thing that I'm finding here. This tracks in this program can host both MIDI and audio. That is super bizarre to me. That's a paradigm that doesn't make any sense. So I'm curious now, and maybe we can test this, what happens when I play an audio clip on a track that's hosting a MIDI instrument? Does it bypass the instrument and just go through the same effects? Does it bypass all the effects altogether? I don't know. Never used a program to let me do that. It's completely unheard of in my experience. This plugin is clipping the master quite bad, so let's turn this down. So you'll probably see that the DAW here, this new program, the new recording program, I feel completely like a fish out of water, and I have no idea what I'm doing. The synthesizer pretty much makes perfect sense to me immediately. That's nice. Synths are simple, relatively, or at least subtractive synths. This one looks like it has 4 oscillators, wave selection here. You got your standard choices: sine, square, saw, triangle. Got your standard controls, a unison dial, which is handy. Let's make a super saw. You know I love them. Saw. So we're gonna fix that amp envelope, turn up the attack, or turn down the attack, turn up the sustain, and turn up the unison on this. That is maybe the worst sounding unison I've ever heard. Ah, much better. All right, how super can these saws get? Feeling pretty super. Let's make it more super. Let's set these ones identically and pan them hard. That'll be weird. I think. Probably be weird. wasn't as weird as I was hoping. I'll pitch one of these down an octave. I'll pitch the other one down an octave. So cool, this needs to be distorted. This thing has built-in effects, I love it. I'm not crazy about this synth sound, but what are we gonna do? I don't know what I'm doing. So how do I record like something with this? You can tell what I've been listening to, huh? Okay, so let's just see if we can do anything. Can we record this? The track is armed. If I hit record, let's turn the metronome on. That's gotta be here somewhere, right? My tempo is 120, let's set this up. I have never seen the word curvature in relation to tempo before. That's pretty interesting. Set my tempo to 178, I guess. I don't know. I'm so used to like Ableton like being all set to capture stuff. Ha! This has it too. Fun. Cool. This is my favorite feature. I love this. I don't always know that I want to do something before I do it. I love that this is here. This is awesome. I'm already having a good time. This is great. Cool. And this feels so familiar. Look at this normal looking piano roll without anything freaky going on. Great. I appreciate that. So can I trim my clip? Hey. Cool. I kind of like that little thing. It's like a cute little idea. I don't know. I'm definitely not going to make anything incredible right now. So don't hold your breath. If you're here waiting for me to make something incredible, I apologize to you. I have a suspicion. I'm learning some shortcuts. B shows and hides the browser. That's kind of handy to know. It would have been cool if the tooltips told me about that. I don't know why these tooltips aren't telling me the keyboard shortcuts like they do normal. Okay, here's some explanations about that. Cool. How do I make a loop? I see a looping button, loop playback, and then how do I know if you have set the mark in and out points to be a distance apart? I don't know what those are, the mark in and out points. I know how to set those in other programs. How do I set the mark? So I'm just going to add some markers, I guess. Is that what it wants me to do? Oh yeah, I didn't really trim this very well either. Oh boy. Lose my music production license here. Interesting. Something about the loop recording made it not work right. So I kind of like, I'm gonna scrap this idea. We're gonna start fresh because this like loop doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'll do something like that. Cool. I don't really know what I'm doing ever. I really wish I could get this loop to work. That'd be really handy. Set loop to, okay, shortcut A. So if I select a region, hit A for looping. A for looping, that makes perfect sense, right? Cool, so I think we got these 4 bars looping. Nice, doing good. Nope, I don't know what I'm looking for here. Oh yeah. It's kind of interesting. Capture. So does this work like it does in Ableton? Oh, where's my? Okay. Where did you go? Clippy. Does it work that way? No. It overwrites my loop. That's okay. I guess I don't want to do loop recording when I do that. I'm learning slowly. Here we go. I gotta turn that. Oh, I was just like super zoomed out. I was just seeing like 10,000 bars or something. Oh yeah, this it really is pretty gracious with how far it's letting you zoom. I'm seeing now 4,000 bars. Here's 10,000 bars. Here this, whoa, this thing will let you do projects of a rather arbitrary length. Here I am zoomed all the way out to bar 126,977. That would be about, it looks to be about 47 hours into the song. It's pretty wild that it'll just like let you zoom there on the timeline like with very little effort. This is crazy. Every one of these notches is 1,000 measures. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom back into a reasonable level of zoom and try and play this part. Yeah, that's gonna need some work. Capture. Captured. Okay, so this will probably just end up like a loop like we did last time, you know, just because that's about as much as I'm gonna be able to achieve. Okay, so like here's my clip. Where are my notes? I don't know. Am I having a horizontal scroll issue here? Aha, yes I am. So it'll let you just like scroll arbitrarily long anywhere. This clip is not 4,000 bars long, but it will let you scroll to bar 4,000 in the clip, like just as easily it lets you scroll anywhere else. Like I really don't want to scroll through 6,000 bars to get back to the beginning here. My gosh. I'm really trying to, oh my gosh. Y'all, I've never, okay, now I feel like my emoji window is just laughing at me. This is I just honestly can't believe I can't figure out how to zoom in, like right here. I like straight up can't do it. This is the most frustrating experience I've ever had in my life. And it's happening live. I love it. Okay, slowly, gently scrolling. Slowly, very gently scrolling. Seems to do the trick. Okay. So I want to select all these notes, but when I hit select all, it selects up here on the timeline no matter what I do. Oh, I see why this is screwing up. By default, scrolling is zooming. I'm not pressing any modifiers, but scrolling is now zooming me. So I have to hold shift in order to scroll. Is that right? Do I have a stuck key somewhere? Seems so bizarre. So here it's letting me scroll up and down, but here it's behaving differently. Super weird to me. Wish I could tell you why. So I want to quantize this stuff, but I don't know how. So I'm gonna select it and hope for the best. So where do we find our quantize options? Aha, quantize. We're gonna quantize our note start times to the nearest, we'll do 8th notes probably. This will probably be pretty locked in. I've heard more locked in. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, anyways. Wow. Okay, after all that trouble, okay, remember I couldn't figure out how to get it to let me zoom in. Now I can't figure out how to let me zoom out. It won't. There we go. I feel like I may have toggled a setting somewhere with a key command because the behavior of the scroll wheel has reversed itself from what it was doing before. So now in this window, option scroll zooms in and out, and in this window, option scroll also regular scroll zooms in and out, and so does option scroll. I am so confused, you guys. So what I really want to do is like zoom a little bit here and edit this a bit because that's not quantized to the nearest 8th note at all. We just had some lights flickering in here. That was kind of exciting. So quantize note start times to the nearest 8th beat. Oh, interesting. You can quantize to the nearest 9th beat as well. So when I look at this, oh, do I really just, am I trying to, I think I really just want these to be quarter notes. I guess that's the deal. Okay. All right. Quantize quarter notes, I guess. Oh my goodness gracious. Trying to keep my cool over here, you guys. Really clunky commands here. So like I would like to drag this note off here. So why won't this note go onto the grid? There you go. It is being so fussy. Oh, it's getting fancy. Everything fancy is happening tonight, huh? Gotta have something to do, right? Whoa! Apparently hitting left and right jumps around the clip in 252 bar increments instead of just moving the thing I've selected to the left. That's a very strange design decision on the part of these folks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you put video feedback back there?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
We're gonna try something.
So like these notes like quantize note lengths, quantize note start times to the nearest quarter beat. Why wasn't it on there after I quantized it previously? I don't know why these things are behaving like this. And also why I want to snap to quarter beat. It's set to a snap to the quarter notes, but look at it snap to nicely snap to the 16th or the 32nd note on either side of that. There we go. There are some very sort of workflow breaking things happening for me right now. Not that I really have a workflow in the software right now, but these are like pretty simple things I'm trying to do. And I'm finding very inconsistent the way the input reacts to, or the way the program reacts to my input. Oh my gosh. So I'm used to be able to being able to scroll while I do that. Oh my gosh, and every time I drag one of these, it drags it to the nearest 30-second note for some bizarre reason. I don't know why we're covering Never Gonna Give You Up right now, also. There's very little intention about this. Okay, so what did I learn? A would enable looping. Great. Let's try and do something more interesting than like tweak this one synth loop for forever, hey? So I'm curious if I can like find my sample folder. Where do I keep that stuff? Users, Cory. Sure, you can access that. Sure, you can access that too. That'd be great. Documents, where do I keep these things? I keep them in a weird custom spot. Music, samples. Aha, here's my sample folder, hooray. So let's zoom in a little further on the timeline over here and start putting something together. I don't really know, you know, here we go. Let's pull these out. We'll be happy. You know, it makes me happy to pull out the Sophie samples. I was watching a producer live stream. Oh, I like this setup. That's nice. It looks good, you guys. I was watching. Oh, where's my snaps? I was watching Umru's on a live stream. There's a video. Oh, it was not live. It was like a video from like 4 years ago. Gosh, when he was a wee lad. Talking about like doing a track breakdown, which was kind of interesting. And I just saw him like just straight up dropping. That's why that wasn't working. I was like, why isn't this working to drop in? These are folders, of course. Oh, I don't like that. I don't loop. We're gonna go with this next. Interesting. I'm gonna say no for now. Gosh, that's terrible. I'm gonna hate listening to this later. It's okay. We'll shorten this loop so I don't have to hear that part. So I'm gonna have to drop some of these samples on the timeline. So I think I can just, hopefully just do this. No. Okay, so I'm used to being able to duplicate things easily. Ripple delete. So if you really hate that song, I guess. So there's no duplicate command. So I'm used to, like, that's a really huge part of my workflow in Ableton, where I like copy and paste, there you just hit duplicate, and if I select 2 bars and duplicate them, it'll just like repeat those 2 bars over and over again. So I don't like that at all. These gotta be like every other one. But I am way too zoomed out to be playing that fast. These are falling on Barth. Also don't like how playback doesn't start from the beginning. I'm curious if there's a way to change that. Let's do something a little more weird. That's much better. Cool, so things are happening. Let's turn that metronome off finally, wherever that went. So I'm gonna go for a little like moon baton kind of energy over here too, I guess. Dry kicks. That's pretty straightforward. Remember my choice. Don't copy. I don't know if I'm going to keep working this program, so I don't want to like, start polluting some like sample folders with a bunch of like random samples. How does it decide where to paste? It's pasting where the playhead is, not where I've selected. So like, I can't imagine why I'd want that behavior. Like, so like you can't paste things in while the song is playing back. That seems like a very odd choice. I'm just dropping a bunch of random kicks in, and it's probably not gonna sound great. And I'll like do another level of zoom. Kind of like see what's happening down here. We'll see, like, how did that one get so weird? Cool, that's kind of interesting. I want to like, can I like change this grid size at all? I want to like, I want to make 30-second notes, and I don't want to zoom in like crazy like that. So is it easy to, is that easy to do? Like, yeah, that's fine. Ah, but you can't do it while it's playing back. I'm so, like, copying and pasting while things are playing back is something I've grown so accustomed to. I do like how this thing is like kind of letting me just like arbitrarily snap to the grid. It's kind of fun. That's cool. Let's find some different sounds. I don't like how the thing keeps running away from me. Please don't run away from me, sample folder. I need you. Yes, classic. So that one sounded kind of different than how I dropped it in. I don't know if y'all can tell that. I'm not sure why. As Umru pointed out in his stream, you can't really drop these samples into a project without it just sounding like Sophie. So I don't mind right now. But these samples are so distinctive that it's pretty unmistakable if you know what you're listening for. Okay, so first thing I want to do with this, I want to EQ this. So I'm going to pop out a second. Okay, sort of get. Wait, no, I don't want to browse more files. I want. Sorry. Okay, cool. Hey, getting better. So I want plugins. I want EQ. There's no EQ tag here. Where are my plugins? Cool. Here's all my. Oh, those are the native plugins. I just gotta scroll. Like, this is pretty bizarre with all these things right around here. I guess I'm cool with the native plugins. I just want an EQ. I just want a simple EQ. Can I have it, please? Let's try the 4-band equalizer. Oh yeah, so this paradigm of like effects adding is really different than what I'm used to as well. So I do like this about this program, that the effects chain is visible here on the right side here in the mixer window. So like if I want to add an EQ to this thing, boom, I can do it here. Pre or post gain, which is kind of cool. I don't know, like, I'm not sure why I'd want to add it post gain, but you can. And then, this is interesting. Whoa, what? Oh, the Q values are these knobby knobs. That's interesting. Cool, and these are some interesting filter types. Neat. I really just needed a high pass and not this cut, but that's good. Let's try and put like a weird delay. I'm curious about, like, you know, I always like to get into the fun effects. So like, let's put like a weird delay on there, and we'll like try and use that to create some rhythm. Plugins, delay. So we'll, after the EQ, that's a quirky delay sound that I wouldn't have gotten any other way. Oh my gosh. That's a pretty good crop. It's because I don't have any like frizzy hair. You kind of see like a, like it makes my like arm hair really stand out. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's getting very absurd over here in the preview window. Okay, things are happening. Let's add, add something else. Let's see if we can get like, a sampler. Oh, I know. We're gonna add some bass sounds, and we'll, oh, I lost my file thing. Is there like a favorites locations? No, I just gotta like do this. Cory, music, samples. Let's see if On Hell is a good bass for us. One shots. I don't know why, but oh my gosh, I want to use that, but I want it to stop playing. Why can't I scroll vertically in this window anymore? Like no. I can't find a key combination. Oh, there we go. Now, I was complaining earlier that it was Option Scroll was doing scrolling up and down. Now it's Shift. That's the thing. I don't. I feel like I must just not know what I'm doing, but it sure feels like the shortcuts are rearranging under me. That's an uncomfortable feeling. I do like this option to scroll and resize tracks. That's nice. What notes was I playing before? I was playing. That's a cool feature. I can click here to audition it. Dude, this is a cool look. I like this. As long as they don't like reach too far. It's pretty cool. So I want to repitch this thing. So where do I get into my like clip settings? Add clip effect. Time or pitch shift. Wow. And this is how this is handled? So like in Ableton, this is like a menu. And like, okay, so here's my pitch. Wow. I have to select the pitch shifting from a menu? I know the first note I played was an E flat on the keyboard, so I'm gonna shift this. This thing says it's tuned to C, so I'm gonna shift it up 3 semitones, and actually bring it down 9 and see how that sounds. And I want to actually bring it down more from that. So 9 plus 12 is 21. Can we do that? Can I type in 21 on here? No. Well, it probably doesn't need to be super precise. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. And then this one's going to come up to 19. Yeah, then we're going to, I think we're just actually, and then that one's going to play the same pitch, and then the next one will come up. So come up another one at 17, I think. Yeah, cool. So we can copy and paste that. Weird. So let's like fatten up that bass sound somehow. I guess it's now a bass sound. Where are our plugins? So if I click plugins down here, I get our native plugins. Oh, no, these are just oscillator presets. How do I just see the included plugins? Is there a category? No. Like I think there's like some sort of like library of plugins there must be that come with this program. But I don't like see how to see them. It's really weird. Like you'd think that'd be like one of the main things you'd want. Okay, so what if I go about it this way? Like I'm gonna like add plug. Oh, this gave me a context menu when I clicked there before, and now it's not doing it. There we go. Add plugin to the left. Here. Okay, this is what I want. Cool. This is the menu I want. Awesome. What do we have that's in here? There's kind of a little bit. Oh, there's an FM synth. We're gonna pull that out next. Cool. I don't really see any useful things for what I'm trying to do right now. So I'm going to pull out something to give this some weight. Let's use CQ. Yay, good old CQ. Love it. So I'm doing this kind of this technique called scooping the mids, where cutting out some high mid frequencies and boosting the lows and highs and adding some gain. You can hear without it and with it. Just make things a little larger. Got a really kind of, oh my gosh. I got a lot of like physics on this scroll wheel too, so it's like, keeps accidentally scrolling me out to bar 500. I like how this looks here. Like, no way. You can edit the MIDI notes directly from the timeline and it'll drag them right off grid and it won't let you put them back? That's awesome. Oh my God, I just want to put this note at the beginning of the bar. And it's maddening. I can't figure out why it's not letting me do that. It says smart snap, but even like set it to like quarter notes and it doesn't do it. So not only does it not do it, but it like, at least that time it like snapped back onto it. Like, I don't think smart snap is very smart, I guess is what I'm learning here. So now I'm trying to, okay, shift scroll is working again. Gosh, all right. I think I'm complaining more than I'm actually showing anything right now. Sorry about that. Oh boy, yeah, so this program, wow. Different apps have different strengths and weaknesses. And with recording software, it's totally like that. You know, there's a lot of different kinds of activities that you might want to do when you're producing or recording music. There are definitely programs that are more geared towards traditional linear kind of recording stuff, where their like interactions are really heavily based on like editing flexibility, and especially of existing audio, where you're less likely to want to be doing these kind of like music producer-y kind of things. And and more. There's a thumbnail for Lily, and more like this kind of feels to me like similar to how I feel when I'm like in Logic or something like that, which feels like it's a lot more geared towards putting people like traditional recording idiom. Although I haven't used the new Logic updates that have a bunch of Ableton-esque features in them. But I'm accustomed to this workflow, which is like producing first, where it's like the main thing you probably want to do is like change how your song goes and like tweak effects and like compose MIDI. Whereas here, like it seems like all of my interactions like on the base way I like click on stuff and touch things is like it just wants to do editing, which is like a way to compose, but like like it's whoa, I don't know what that did. Should probably stop clicking on stuff. But there's all these other things that are, oh, you can loop this clip, that's right. There's just like fiddly little controls that I'm used to like seeing in some sort of menu that like either here they have like a pop-up button or like they're like buried in some kind of context menu. Like say I want to turn this clip up or down. In Ableton, like you have your clip settings and it'll appear in a window where you'll see like all of your clip settings. Whereas here, if I want to turn this clip up or down, I have to go into this plus menu and then add a volume modifier effect, which I can then edit with here. No, here. How do I edit it? Weird. So like with the pitch shift, oh cool, oh here we go. There's a little slider in there. There's a slider here for the pitch shift. Oh man, but it's like that was so fiddly to find that. It doesn't need to be like that. But this is like the problem with like you come up with all these ways you want your program to work, and all of a sudden you run out of space on the screen, and you have to start hiding things in submenus. And so it's all about like, what do you want your users to? Oh my goodness! Thank you for entertaining people while they're crying watching me fight with this program. Yeah, it's just there's only so much room on the screen for information, and there's so many things that you might need a readout on. You only get so much. I do appreciate the visible plugins over here. Let's see if do their other like native plugins do the same kind of stuff. If I put a pitch shifter on the whole track, it just says pitch shifter. Like what if we like reverb the snare? Yeah, reverb. Cool. So I'm trying not to like keep this stream rolling forever. We kept Lucius here way too late the other day. Felt kind of bad. I'm not going to pretend like it's for your sake though, Lucius. I'm trying not to roll over and let this thing wrap when it wraps on the air for everybody, all of our terrestrial viewers. Feels apropos here in the space station. So what do I think about this program? I think it's really interesting, and even though like I've been complaining a lot and being like, oh, like why does it do that? Why does it do that? Mostly like I've found some pretty cool features. It does let me do pretty much everything I feel like I need it to do. It hosts all my plugins. Like I haven't really found like automation, but I see settings related to it. So like. So like that's something that's pretty important. Like I could probably like, we could try recording some automation here real quick. If we turn the arm off on this track and hit record. Oh, and hit, oh, whoa, what does that button do? Oh, that's capturing something? Whoa. Oh man, I thought this would be so easy. So I have to arm a track to record, but I don't actually want to record over that. Cool, it's not editing it, so that's good. So it did not record my knob moves like I thought it was going to. So, you know, like this sort of thing is like, should be really intuitive, right? Like you turn automation on, like maybe that particular track needs to be armed. Let's just find that out real quick. I'm curious. Oh, there it is. No, it did record my automation. So it's like you see the mouse fighting with itself there. And there's my automation. I won't make you sit here and watch me try to figure out how to see that automation, but it's in there somewhere, so that's cool. It's pretty important to be able to change parameters over time. Music is the art of arranging sounds in time, and if you don't make your sounds change over time, you're kind of just like playing a sound. Yeah, so I think this one's worth checking out because of the free programs that we've tried so far here, which is what, 2 I think that we've actually done, compared to the free version of Studio One Prime, this one has the massive advantage of hosting VSTs, which means that you can upgrade your functionality with all the plugins and processing and like instruments that you want. And there's so many cool free ones that you could put together a pretty professional set of tools in this program, making pretty professional sounding stuff. Does all the things you need it to do. Whether this is the app for you, I don't know. But if you're curious, you can go, the company is Traction with a K, Tracktion. And the program is called, oh yeah, it's on my screen here if you can see it. And in tiny writing right here, yeah, ooh la la. All right, you can't see where my mouse is. But yeah, it's totally worth looking at. There are other free alternatives out there. I think I'm going to demo one that is not actually free, but has a perpetual free trial and essentially be a good person and pay the $60 for the license thing. It's a program called Reaper. I think that'll be next on our list of ones to try. That is, I'm hoping, the one to beat. That was definitely more geared towards traditional linear recording. I was just talking to a Pro Tools engineer who has nice things to say about it. It may give you some indication of who likes that program. Shout out to Brandon, hi. Gosh, I guess we're like getting close to the end here. I feel like I want to stop talking. It'll be so nice for everybody. So thanks for tuning in and watching me fumble here. It was interesting. I'm always like curious about new tools, and I think exploring them is fun and frustrating. All of the above. Thanks very much to all of our lovely sponsors on this stream. If you would like to be a sponsor of this stream, let us know. You can reach out to us at marzproject@inkpeople.org. Yeah, much thanks to Jay over there in the control room and Lucius keeping it interesting with the green screen. Super fun, you guys. Yes. So I believe we're reaching the end of our time. So we'll be back next week with more of this weirdness. If you're watching us on the YouTube, you can like and subscribe and follow and all that stuff. If you're watching us on your television, we'll just see you later. Thanks for watching.